Hello everybody, welcome to the Shovelware review, the show where I talk about if shovelware is worth picking up the next time you see it cheap. Today's game, which is a term that I'm using loosely, comes to us courtesy of the folks at Atari, who in 2008 decided what the UK public needed was a driving theory test game to help prospective drivers pass their theory test. Released for the Nintendo DS, driving theory training was their answer to a gap in the market that would soon become overrun with mobile apps. For those of you who aren't aware, the UK driving test is made up of two parts, the theory test and the practical test. You have to pass both parts of the theory test before you are allowed to take a practical test, and the theory test consists of 50 multiple choice questions and a hazard perception test. Basically, you have two parts of one test that you have to pass both parts to then be allowed to take a second test. Makes sense. You must pass both of them to pass the theory test and then move on to the practical test, at which point, if you pass the practical test, you're then given a driving licence. Nowadays there are a whole number of apps and books to help you revise, even the DVLA website has free practice questions, but in 2008 I can only imagine that as many teens who owned a DS in their youth became old enough to drive, the people at Atari decided to target these with a fun interactive game to help them nail the test. So join me today as we take a look at this game and review it to see if it's worth picking up. Okay, so what I've decided to do, just to set the scene before we play the game, we're going to watch the trailer for the game. And again, I'm using the term game quite loosely. You can tell that this is a high-class shovelware because it has a trailer. Anyway, let's watch.
Driving theory training for the Nintendo DS. The fun and flexible way to help you revise and pass your driving theory test. Containing over 1,000 questions from the official theory test for cars and motorcycles. Driving theory training lets you practice individual elements or the whole test against the clock. Play fun educational mini-games ranging from park your car to highway code memory tests. Whether a learner driver or just wanting to refresh your knowledge, driving theory training is the perfect revision partner when at home or on the move, exclusive to Nintendo DS. Driving theory training for the Nintendo DS.
Okay, so that exists. We've just got to get over that. It felt very 2008. The music, the hairstyle, the car. It felt very 2008. I don't even know. The music might actually be copyrighted. I'm gonna have to check that before I upload this video. That was the trailer for this. Yeah, we're gonna have to play the game to get an idea of it. I played it a little bit earlier just to get an idea of what I'm in for. I'm not going to spoil it too much. This trailer basically says everything you need to know. It's a driving theory sim, and it's predominantly British, as evidenced by the fact that there was all that British stuff. Like here, there's a flag, a British flag. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the game. So, this is driving theory training. I've got my DS emulator out. So we're going to create a profile because I like creating profiles. We're going to enter my name / nickname. My nickname is... Okay, you can't do longer than that. So what about if my name is longer than that? Then what, am I just like not allowed to? Okay. We're gonna start my ergonomics, we're gonna do right-handed. So, this is the main bit. You can choose the vehicle. So, I can choose a car or a motorcycle. I can't do truck, which is annoying. But that's fine. We can also look at highway code signs. There's different games, so there's memory, expert memory, sign game, and park your car. I can see my progression. And then I can see options, which is just credits and profile. So, before we begin, I would like to point out, I do hold a driver's license in this country. I passed my practical test first try, I passed my theory test 6th try. So, I'm not expecting to be great at the theory test, is my point. So let me show you the practice exam. So we click on practice exam. So basically, I can just mark one answer. I get 57 minutes, I think, is the time. But yeah. So it's like you can find out, you find out you need glasses to read vehicle number plates at the required distance. When must you wear them? So it's, obviously, that's the answer. It's very windy, you're behind a motorcyclist overtaking a high-sided vehicle. What should you do? Keep well back. Your vehicle is fitted with a handheld telephone. To use telephone you should probably find a safe place to stop. You're approaching roadworks on a motorway. What should you do? Obey all speed limits. I'm sure you get the general impression of this game. You can also flag different questions. So in an actual theory test, if you flagged a question, you can move on to the next question and then come back to it at the end. And then this button, you can see previous questions that you've answered. And then you can also end the test, which we will do. So I can see what I've got right and what I've got wrong. So as you can see, I got all of the questions I answered right, and then all the questions I didn't answer I got wrong, which is fair enough. One thing I will check. Oh. Okay. Basically, on an actual theory test, what happens is the last 3 questions relate to a video. But yeah, so that was the practice exam, and then you can do random test. So this mode provides a quick evaluation of your knowledge of traffic laws. You'll have to answer 12 questions. So you get 7 minutes to answer 12 questions. So let's see if we can get them all right. So, which 2 of the following are correct when overtaking at night? You should be careful because you can see this, and beware of bends in the road is, I believe, the answer. Right, you're carrying an 11-year-old child at the back seat. They're under 4 feet 5, so they're a midget. I'd just like to put that out there. So you have to make sure that a suitable child restraint is available, I guess. I think I stopped using child restraints by the time I was 11, though. But again, that was different times. So, what is an emergency refuge area on the motorway for? I mean, in case of emergency or breakdown. That seems pretty self-explanatory. Whilst driving, the the fog clears and you can see more clearly. You must remember to switch off the fog lights, reduce your speed, switch off the demister, or close the open windows. It's going to be switch off fog lights because all that will do is just blind the drivers ahead of you. A vehicle pulls in front of you at a junction. What should you do? Don't swerve past it and sound your horn, please. That would... no. Slow down and be ready to stop. Basically, tip for theory test, if there's an option for slow down and be prepared to stop or whatever, it's usually the correct answer. So which is easier to get low? Oh, if allowed to get low could cause you to crash. Brake fluid, because your brakes will be less effective. That's pretty self-explanatory. You're on a dual carriageway. Ahead you see a vehicle with an amber flashing light. What could this be? That's... I actually don't know that one. I think it's the disabled person's vehicle, because an ambulance and fire engine would be blue flashing lights and a doctor would be green flashing lights, so it should be D. I hope. Mark 3 answers, Jesus. Which 3 of these do you need before you can drive legally? Oh. Oh! Right, basically you need insurance cover. This shows its age. Okay, so you need to... So basically, in 2008 when this game came out, you needed to display a tax disc in your vehicle to show that the vehicle was taxed. You don't need to display that anymore. I don't know what year they got rid of it. I'll put the year on screen that they got rid of it. But basically, you don't need to display that in this country anymore. So that's... yeah, no, that's just showing how this game has aged. That was a really good example. Right, driving on inflated tyres can affect braking and probably fuel consumption. Some narrow residential streets you may find a speed limit of 20 miles an hour. You're not going to find a speed limit of 40 miles an hour in a narrow residential street. That would be insane. Right, you're travelling behind a bus that pulls up at a bus stop. What should you do? You need to watch carefully for pedestrians, and you need to be ready to give way to the bus, because if it's pulled in, it's going to pull out. And final question. So this sign. So again, it also shows you traffic signs on the top screen of the DS. When may you drive a motor car in this bus lane? Basically, you can drive a motor car in the bus lane outside its hours of operation, which is the hours of operation Monday to Friday, 7 till 10 and 4 till 6:30. So let's see. I actually, oh wow, okay, I got them all correct. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. I'd like to reiterate, I did pass my theory test after 6 tries, so the fact I've got 12 questions correct is pretty good. So yeah, you can do. So obviously there's them. Now let's move on. We're going to skip motorcycle because most people would have bought this for their learning to drive a car, not a motorcycle. We're going to look at highway code rules next. So there are, for some reason, 16 sections. So like pedestrians, powered wheelchairs and powered mobility scooters, animals, cyclists, motorcyclists, drivers and motorcyclists, general rules, using the road users, you get the idea. And then there's signs. So we're going to do a sign test. So there's 12 questions on signs. So that traffic sign. I don't. Oh god, there's 82. Okay. I assume it's that one, because yeah. Mark one answer. This means no overtaking. This sign means, I guess that. This sign means school crossing patrol. I don't know if it means school crossing. What's the difference between school crossing patrol and crossing patrol ahead? Also, why isn't it letting me mark multiple answers? Just let me move on with having marked multiple answers. We're going to see if I get that one. This traffic sign means pedestrians in road. I know that one. That was one that stumped me a lot. Right, side winds, I think. Because an airport near would be like an aeroplane, surely. Parking for permit holders. Parking for solo motorcycles. Temporary hazard, I think. I guess if it was reduced speed now, it would say reduced speed now. This traffic means it's I don't know, an advisory route for lorries, I guess, because it's got the marking. You can tell. Yeah, I promise I have a driving license. This traffic sign means turn left. And finally, this one means accompanied horse or ponies. We got four of them incorrect, which means we got 8 correct. So let's see what we got incorrect. The correct answer was recommended route for pedal cyclists. Wow. Okay, number 4 we got incorrect, which was fair enough because we selected 2 answers. Technically, I did select the correct answer. Number 5. Oh my god! Okay, that one means zebra crossing. The thing is, when I was learning to drive, I distinctly remember learning that sign meant pedestrians in road ahead. So I don't know if this game's got it wrong, or if I've got it wrong. Okay, I'm here in editing. Turns out I did get it wrong. That is the zebra crossing sign. The pedestrian road sign looks like this. And then the other one we got incorrect was number 10, which I didn't know that one. It actually means at the junction. But I didn't know that. Yeah, so that's the. Oh look, I got I scored 107 points. I got a trophy. It's like Mario Kart, but less meaningful. So that was the highway code section for signs. And then there are memory, expert memory, sign game, and park your car. We're going to play the sign game. As we've just established, I'm not good at signs. So let's see what this was all about. Oh, you need to actually tap. That one? Oh. Okay, that felt really sarcastic. I don't know what just happened. We're gonna try again. Make a sign according to the definition you're given by selecting its shape, colour, and its complete. Oh! So it's that, and then that, and then that. Next level. Segregated pedal cycle and pedestrian route. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I can see progression for vehicle, so I can see my success rate. I have a 20% success rate for altitude. Basically, I don't have a very high success rate. And then I can see my results from my past practice exams. But yeah, that is... what's this game called? Driving Theory Training. I forgot the name of the game. All round, neat little game. I'm going to wrap up my thoughts in a second. See you then. Okay, so my final thoughts and feelings on this piece of shovelware. It's not that bad. It's not good by any stretch of the imagination, and even in 2008 there were far superior alternatives. But as a game used to tease that one friend you cannot drive, you could get some enjoyment out of it. Additionally, as a game to brush up on your highway code knowledge, it could be useful. Not in 2024, but in 2008, before the internet was commonplace in everyone's pocket, it was useful to have a game that could help you learn. I feel it bounced off the trend that the DS had of being half a game console, half educational device. Seeing the likes of brain training and crossword games, feels like Atari thought they could do that but for prospective drivers, and in some aspects they were right. Unfortunately, as I highlighted, they were also wrong, with some questions becoming outdated and new additions to the highway code not being included. Would I recommend this for you to pick up if you saw it in the wild? It depends. I purchased it today in a bundle with DS games. I got 6 games for £1, which means I paid around 16 pence per game. It was unboxed and quite literally was just the cartridge. But if you can find the bundle and there's other games that you want in the bundle and it comes with it, go for it. The last eBay sale was for £2.30, which included the box, which is a fair price for this game. My final thoughts are that there are a lot better alternatives you can find on the App Store or Google Play Store, which will get updated regularly. This just feels like it was thought out, but didn't have very much future-proofing, which is fair considering the amount of change that would happen in the decade after this launched. For a game to mess around with, it's fine. As an actual revision tool, however, I'd highly recommend getting the app on your phone or even purchasing a book. Realistically though, nobody's using this to revise for their theory test in 2024. Even in 2008, I doubt people were using it to revise for their theory test. Anyway, thank you for watching the Shovelware review. If you made it this far, like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!